at the core of this big crazy story is the story of a young woman trying to save her own father figure.
Hi, I'm Ernie Estrella from SYFY WIRE, and I'm here with the writers of First Strike, a massive crossover story that is going on at IDW. They're combining the Hasbro comic book universe together, banning all of your childhood 80s toys, living in the same universe and going to battle with each other. So this is the second part of a trilogy. Talk about what it is that you're trying to move towards in the second phase of this massive crossover.
Yeah, so last year we had our big crossover event was Revolution, which first introduced all the Hasbro brands to each other. And this year we're really trying to sort of up the stakes in terms of their interaction. Obviously each story is its own self-contained story, and this is really the story of the G.I. Joes who are led by Scarlet. So Scarlet, Roadblock, Lady J. They become aware that a group of humans has decided that the Transformers have got to go and are going to sneak onto Cybertron and destroy the planet somehow. And so the Joes have to get to Cybertron and find some way to stop these nefarious bad guys. It's really awesome, but it's all surrounded with this core of Scarlet believes that the main villain who's perpetrating this crime is her mentor, Joe Colton, who started G.I. Joe. And so essentially, at the core of this big crazy story is the story of a young woman trying to sort of save her own father figure, you know, to see if she can pull him back from doing what is essentially genocide.
Now, in any of these crossovers, you feel like you're interested, like, well, who is going to be working with each other or against each other? So talk about some of those, maybe those dream matchups or some of those things where you're going to catch people off guard by who's working with who.
Yeah, the one we talked about the most is Lady Shaz and the new Storm Shadow.
Yes.
Became a team we were not expecting. They work so well together. Storm Shadow has no face, and she has very few emotions, and she's very stoic, and Shaz is tiny and imperious, and just, they're so awesome together.
So as you were growing up, probably what was your favorite Hasbro entity? Playing, like, which one did you have the most toys of? Which one did you play out and kind of fantasize a lot?
Well, I was a Beast Wars.
Okay, so you're a little younger.
Transformers kid myself. But I did love the G.I. Joes. I did love Scarlet. I've wanted to ride Scarlet for a really long time, so that's really fun.
For me, it was the 80s G.I. Joe. Like, I watched it when they were just doing the miniseries, so that was like my first entry. And they didn't really do cartoons like that yet, where it was a continuous story that they were telling over 3 or 4 days, and it was a big event. There's no VHS tapes. There's, like, if you weren't there to watch it, you're just at school sad while everybody's talking about all the awesome G.I. Joe stuff that was happening.
Now, if there was one Hasbro entity that you could be out of all these that you're playing with, who would it be?
I'm gonna go with Starscream. He runs Cybertron. He's got a pretty sweet deal.
I would also pick a Transformer if I could choose. I mean, if I could be immortal and 30 foot tall, drive myself places, like, that'd be cool. Like, I would probably be a Transformer.
And you don't have a heart.
And I don't have a heart.
Yeah, so
You're a self-made man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, thanks for coming down and talking with us. And,
absolutely.
And pick up First Strike. This is coming at you this summer or the fall?
August 8th, I think. August 6th to the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then it's going to run through. There's multiple one-shots that are coming out to support it, and then we can talk about the third part next year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.